Welcome to another episode of Hood Games. I'm your host, the 40-year-old gamer, and today we're going to count down 10 Xbox 360 games. A couple of them is backwards compatible with the Series X, most of them not, but these are 10 fighting games for the Xbox 360 that I think people should look out for. So, without further ado, the first game I want to talk about, Soul Calibur 4. The reason why I'm bringing up these games is because the Xbox 360 store closes July 2024. The Xbox 360 digital store is going to close. So you're only going to be able to play these games with a physical copy. And these are 10 fighting games that I think that you should probably either look at a trailer for or go look at a review for or even pick it up because these games are cheap far as I know. You know, you can still get them for cheap. So Soul Calibur 4 is definitely one of my favorite 3D fighting games on the Xbox 360. The reason why this is one of my favorite 3D fighting games on the Xbox 360 is because it's got Darth Vader and it's got Yoda. And without further ado, let's look at a clip of Soul Calibur 4 for the Xbox 360. Yeah, the whole reason I think you should grab this one is because it's got the Star Wars characters in it, Darth Vader and Yoda, and I believe this is a classic. You know, I've been playing Soul Calibur since the Dreamcast, 1999 when it came out, September 1999, and I've been in love with Soul Calibur ever since, man, because the Dreamcast, like, it was just unbelievable how they beat out the arcade. If you was playing Soul Calibur in the arcade in like 98 and then Dreamcast came out in September 99 and Soul Calibur looked 10 times better on the system than the arcade, yeah, that was revolutionary, man. Because games did not look better than the arcades, man. The arcades were always better, man. But what generation was that? I believe that was the sixth generation. In the sixth generation, Dreamcast was the shit, man. Soul Calibur 4, man. Definitely pick that up. It's dope. Yeah, Soul Calibur 4 is a dope 3D fighting game for the Xbox 360. One I recommend. All right, that's number 9. That was number 10. Number 9 is Blast Blue. Blast Blue Calamity Trigger. Blast Blue Calamity Trigger is dope, man. It's definitely a game that I definitely would recommend y'all go and grab, man. This game is nice. It's got 2D. It's a 2D side. It's a side 2D fighting game, and it's the cartoon graphics. It reminds me of games like the very first game I seen like that with graphics like that was, I believe, was Street Fighter Alpha 1. And Street Fighter Alpha 1, Street Fighter Alpha 2, I was in love with those two games, man. Those games are extremely dope to me, fighting games, man. But Blast Blue was looked over. I don't know why, because it is a super dope fighting game. The graphics is, to me, is on par with the modern day graphics, cartoon graphics or whatever. And it's a high recommendation on my list, man. So this is number 9. Let's check out a clip of Blast Blue for the Xbox 360, number 9. Yeah, I really think Blast Blue is a hidden gem, man. If you ask me, this is a fighting game that's a hidden gem. I personally don't think a lot of people know about it because in the stores, when I picked this up, the game was like $2.99. It was like $2.99 for this one, and I picked up Blast Blue Continuum Shift, and it was like $2.99. At least back then when I picked it up, nobody knew about it, man. The only reason I picked it up because it was a dope looking fighting game. I hadn't seen no trailers for it or nothing. You know, I just looked at the back of the box when I went to GameStop, and it was both of them was in there, so I picked them up, man. And I definitely was not disappointed with these fighting games, man. They are absolutely dope to me, man. Um, If you like I said, if you like, 2D fighting games with combos or whatever, like you be seeing the guys play in tournaments or whatever, this definitely a game that was overlooked for the Xbox 360. I'm not sure if it came out for the PlayStation 3 or what other system it came out for, but I know it's dope as hell, man. Blast Blue, Calamity Trigger, man. Definitely a game, fighting game to look forward, man. Other than that, let's get into the next game. Yep, Blast Blue is a dope fighting game. I only paid $2.99 for it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I doubt if you can see it, but I only paid $2.99 for it if it catches you out. But anyways, let's get to the next fighting game. Street Fighter Cross Tekken is my number 8 game that's on this list. This game is dope. This game was also overlooked, and this game had a little controversy behind it because these mugs brought out a special edition, which I do have that as well, and they didn't put the they didn't put the characters on the game. You still had to download them. It's stupid as fuck. But when I bought it used, the special edition. It didn't have a code in it, so now I'm stuck with 2 Street Fighter Cross Tekkens, man. But it's Street Fighter Cross Tekken is a dope game. So, without further ado, let's get into a clip of Street Fighter Cross Tekken for the Xbox 360. My number 8 recommendation fighting game in my list. I was so disappointed, man, when they did that to me, man. Man, I was pissed. Like, man, y'all had the special edition used, and I didn't even know they had a special edition at that time. So when I finally seen it in the store, and I'm like, it was $20. It was like double the price of the regular, the vanilla one Street Fighter Cross Tekken I got. So I'm like, okay, I want one with all the characters, and it's only $20. So I picked it up. It was a game nobody was looking for no more. But next thing you know, I find out it's the exact same game, exact same disc in the box. The only thing is that you're supposed to have a download code. You think they gave me a download code selling it used, you know? So I ain't even take it back because I never really go to that GameStop. It's far out. Me and my family happened to be somewhere one day, and I just happened to stop in there, man. And it's a dope game, but I am disappointed because I wanted to play with all the DLC characters, and right now at this time I can't. So unless I get some type of code or something for my special edition, it's over for me. But it don't even matter though. Anyways, let's get into the number 7 game, man, on my Xbox 360 fighting game list. Yeah, I like Street Fighter Cross Tekken, but I'm slightly disappointed I own 2 copies of the same game. Alright, next game I want to talk about, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. This full burst, whatever that means, but this is a dope fighting game. If you are into animes, if you like animes like Dragon Ball Z, and games like, or animes to watch like Dragon Ball Z and Baki and stuff like that, you'll like Naruto because it's got a deeper story than both of them, but the fighting is real dope in it, man. So, without further ado, let's get into a clip of Naruto for the Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 full burst for the Xbox 360, y'all. Dope fight game. I really think this is one of the best, anime fighting games that I ever played. It wasn't the first dope anime fighting game that I played, but it's definitely one of the best ones I played. And really, it's the fighting, but the story is real good in this game, man. If you like fighting games that has a story to it, man, Naruto, you cannot go wrong with Naruto, man. It's super fun to play. It's super exciting. Really good graphics, good music, good sound effects. It's just a really dope game, man. That I recommend anybody to get, man. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 for the Xbox 360. High recommendation on my list, man. That's number 7, man. We gonna get into number 6 in a minute, man. But yeah, this it has a like dope roster of characters that you can fight with. You know, I ain't gonna lie, Naruto is one of my favorite characters to fight with. It's also Sasuke and Garu. But let's get into the next fighting game. I like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. It's a dope game, man. You know, high recommendation on my list. If you like anime games, this is definitely a dope game to go pick up, man. But let's get into the next game. Let's get into number 5. Nope. Number 6. Mortal Kombat. What is this? Mortal Kombat Complete Edition. This is a dope ass fighting game, and the reason why I waited to get this version is because it's got Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street in it, man. I wanted to see how he played in a fighting game, man. So without further ado, let's see a clip of Mortal Kombat Complete Edition for the Xbox 360, y'all. Y'all haven't seen this Mortal Kombat, man. Y'all got to get this Mortal Kombat, man. This is one of the dopest Mortal Kombat's I ever seen, man. Like to me, the roster in this one was even doper than Mortal Kombat 11 to me, man. Mortal Kombat 9 was just like amazing, man. It was amazing, and it came out for the Xbox 360. That's why, you know, in my personal opinion, I believe Xbox 360 was the best in that era. It beat the PlayStation 3 and the Nintendo Wii. But without further ado, let's get into the next fighting game, man. This was number 6 on my list, if I'm not mistaken, man. If y'all can find this for like $20 or under right now, hurry up and go get it, man, because this game is shooting up in price. Yeah, if y'all can find it at this time, I would definitely try to go and grab Mortal Kombat Complete Edition, man. It's a dope fight game, man. And let's get into the next fight game. Number 5, if I'm not mistaken. Ultra Street Fighter 4 for the Xbox 360. Ultra Street Fighter 4 was the last Street Fighter to come out for the Xbox 360. It's the Ultimate Edition. Skip over the vanilla. Skip over the arcade edition. Skip over. It's like 3 or 4 other Street Fighter 4s that came out before this. So I recommend, most people only know about Street Fighter the Arcade Edition. This Street Fighter Arcade Edition, Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, is not the Ultimate Edition. It does not have all the characters in it. Ultra Street Fighter 4 is the game that has all the characters in it and all the DLC in it, period. This is the one to grab, man, if you want to. Other than that, you could grab it. Hold on. Let's look at the video. I found out it's another way to grab Ultra Street Fighter 4, man. If you buy the what is it? If you buy the Street Fighter collection, I believe it is the Street Fighter collection. It's got like all the Street Fighter alphas, and it's got like, you know, the Street Fighter 2. It's got the Street Fighter 3 or whatever. But I believe, not, if I'm not mistaken, it comes with Street Fighter 4 as well for free. So it's definitely worth buying, man. If you cannot find a copy for the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360, you can play it that way, man. Get the Street Fighter collection that just came out like a year ago or so for the new systems, and you can play Ultra Street Fighter 4 on there for free, man. So, but if I'm not mistaken, it's a download. I don't believe it's a game that you cannot just pick it right off the bat. You will have to download it to your system. I'd rather have a physical disc, so, you know, this is why. And I believe this is going to shoot up in price as well, because this came out right at the end of the Xbox 360's lifespan, man. A lot of people didn't even know about it, man, that they came out with an Ultra Street Fighter 4 with even more characters on there than we thought in the Street Fighter Arcade Edition, you know. But anyways, let's get into the next fighting game, y'all. Y'all haven't checked out Ultra Street Fighter 4. Definitely check out Ultra Street Fighter 4, man. But anyways, let's get into the next game. Number 4 on the top, my top 10 fighting games for the Xbox 360, man. And the ones I think that you should hurry up and go out and get before it's too late, before you can't find them. The next one is Injustice 1 for the Xbox 360. Now, Injustice 1, they have a part 2 to this for the Xbox One. And, you know, I got access to that one too. So, but this one right here was just like incredible to me, man. The roster of characters on here was really, really good. A lot of these characters did not return to part 2. A lot of the DLC characters did not return to part 2. So this is definitely one that I highly recommend. It's super fun to play. It's real. It's got really, really good graphics that'll stand up the test of time for a long time. To me, it's one of those fighting games in the Xbox 360 collection that's a hidden gem. And without further ado, let's see a clip of Ultra Street. Nope. Injustice, Guys Among Us, the Ultimate Edition for the Xbox 360. I think this is just like one of the best fighting games to come out in that era. In the era of Xbox 360, I seriously believe this is just one of the best fighting games to come out, man. And if you ain't played this one, you definitely missed out on Injustice, man. Guys Among Us. The Ultimate Edition is cheap right now. If you can find the Ultimate Edition, skip over the regular Injustice, Guys Among Us. Go look for the Injustice, because all these characters you seeing right here, you only can get these these skins that you seeing, the costumes or whatever. You only can get these if you got the Ultimate Edition, man. Plus, it's got a lot of extra characters as well, man. Injustice Ultimate Edition, definitely one of my recommendations to get as far as fighting games go. Super fun to play, super easy to learn, hard to master. But let's get into the next fighting game. Yep, I still play Injustice 1 to this day. To this day, I still play Injustice 1, man. If y'all didn't know, man. This is how dope this game is. And this one is backwards compatible with the Xbox Series X, just to let y'all know. And also, Ultra Street Fighter 4 is backwards compatible with the Xbox Series X. And Mortal Kombat Complete Edition, that's also backwards compatible with the Xbox Series X. Those three that I showed so far, man. Those are all backwards compatible with the Xbox Series X. So let's get into the next game. Next fighting game, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. This one right here, I am highly disappointed that this is not backwards compatible, but it's okay though, because I have an Xbox 360. I got it hooked up HDMI. I play it in 1080p, and it looks just fine, man. And it is a highly recommended fighting game if you are a Marvel fan. You into the Marvel or the DC universe, but this one is Marvel. You know, if you're into the Marvel universe, definitely want to look into this game, man. This is like it's a fighting game where it's like 3-on-3, man. It's a really dope fighting game. Highly recommended, man. If you don't know, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 for the Xbox 360, one of the dopest games to get, fighting games to get. So let's check it out. To me, the colors just really like pop in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I can just imagine how this game would have looked on the Xbox Series X, man, if it looks this good on the Xbox 360, man. You know, it's definitely a fighting game that I'll always go back to and play, man. You know, and I like the fact, I mean, because it runs in 60 frames per second, like, it's just unmatched, man, how good the controls are in this fighting game. Yep, this is definitely one of the top 10 fighting games on my list. I highly recommend Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I am only a casual fighting game player. I am not dope by any means of the stretch, man. But I can be dope though, because I do know how to play a little bit, man. But I don't know a lot. I don't. It's hard to do a lot of these juggle combos that they be doing. That stuff is just dope. But check out Ultimate Mario vs. Capcom 3 with all the DLC characters in it, man. Let's get to the next fighting game. Yep, Ultimate Mario vs. Capcom 3 is definitely one of the high recommendation games that I recommend anybody that's a fighting game fan, even if you're just a casual fighting game fan. If you like 2D fighting games, this is definitely one to go get. All right. Number two, second and the last of the top 10 pile, Capcom Digital Collection. This is definitely worth it. And it's worth it because there's a game on here that's absolutely dope, man, to me. And it's Super Street Fighter 4 HD Remix. It's basically Super Street Fighter 4 with the same type of controls, but a little, smoother with the Super Street Fighter 4. But the only thing different is the graphics. The graphics is up to date, where it looks even doper than Street Fighter Alpha. I'm gonna tell you that. But you know, the only way that you can get this game right now, because the Xbox 360, what was it, Live Arcade or whatever, that store is closed. So the only way you'll get Super Street Fighter 4 HD Remix is to get the Capcom Digital Collection, man. So it's definitely worth it, man. There's 8 games on here total, but the one we're gonna talk about today, the one we're gonna focus on today, is Super Street Fighter 4 HD Remix, man. So without further ado, let's get into a clip of Super Street Fighter 4 HD Remix for the Xbox 360, y'all. Game that I think any fighting game fan will like. Yeah, if you into animes and all that, man, this is definitely one of those fighting games that you're gonna like, man. You know, I'm glad to own this because I think this is gonna be super rare to find, man. It's gonna be super hard to find. This is gonna be a super rare game, and I believe right after July 2024, the price for this one is just gonna shoot up sky high, man. Because as of now, nobody was looking for it, man. I ain't never heard nobody really looking for the Capcom Digital Collection. But like I said, I ran into it one day and I just bought it, man. I went in my local game store called Play and Trade, and I was just looking around like I normally do, just looking at Xbox 360 games and so on and so forth. And I happened to see this, and I'd never seen this before. So when I went and talked to the clerk told me that this had came out. This was on the Xbox Live Arcade. I never was on the Xbox Live Arcade, so I had never knew about it or seen it, man. But it's definitely worth it, man. Let's get into the last fighting game. Yep, that's the only way you're getting that game. Capcom Digital Collection. And the last fighting game we're gonna talk about, number one, that I think that's gonna be, I think this is already shooting up in price. People are already seeking this game out, and this game has become rare to find, hard to find, man. And I warned people that this was gonna happen, man, before it was too late to go out and get this game. So I'm gonna just say it again, man. I'm gonna put it on the channel again, man. Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD Collection. This is Dragon Ball Z. These are 2 fighting games from the fifth generation, if I'm not mistaken, the PlayStation 2 era and the original Xbox era. This is where this fighting game comes from. They just made it HD. They just made it in HD and made the graphics look better and all that. But this is Budokai 1 and Budokai 3. I definitely understand why they skipped over Budokai 2 because it wasn't good to me. It was more of a strategy game or something, man. It wasn't a fighting game, but these 2, Budokai 1 and Budokai 3, were fighting games. And what's ironic is I used to own both of these. I bought Budokai 1. My brother had bought Budokai 2. He liked it, but I didn't like Budokai 2 because it was some type of strategy game, and it moves like when you move like you on a board, like you on some type of Monopoly board or something. It's weird to me, man. It's the weirdest fighting game I ever seen. But part 3 was like part 1, but better on steroids. So without further ado, let's get into the number one my top 10 fighting games that you should seek out for the Xbox 360. Definitely a game that you should seek out because it's rare and hard to find. Yeah, this is going to be a game that's going to be very hard to find if you're trying to find a physical copy of it now, man. Because every store that I go into, this is one game that I don't see in no stores no more, man. I do not see Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD Collection in stores no more, man. And I knew that once the Xbox 360 prices started shooting up with physical games, once these games start becoming hard to find, this was going to be one of the first ones, man, because it didn't have a lot of advertisement, man. So a lot of people don't even know about this game, man. Definitely a game to go pick up, man. Thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, y'all too old to be playing video games.